Well, everything. Everything. My family means everything to me.
And then there's Julie, and that's when they were little. Julie in the buggy there, and Mary, that's your mom on the left, and Sally. And over here is my family. And there's your family. That was two Halloweens ago. And this is Libby with her family. And this is Dan with his family. Picture of his handyman truck in the back. He's got a little business.
Family is this amazing connection. And I think that you have it with people that are like truly your family, but you can also have it with people that aren't related to you as well. There's just something about that physical connection when we're all together that just allows us to really be together and be connected.
To me, family means a sense of self and grounding and context about who you are and what your place is in conjunction with the rest of the world and the rest of the people that you love. Family is about taking care of each other.
Family gives me a feeling of togetherness, closeness. It's a nice security and attachment to have family from different places. Even though you grow up together and know each other really, really well, everybody kind of goes their own way, but you can always get back together. When people walk through the door, it's always a joyous hello and a hug and glad you're here.
Family gatherings are usually revolving around food and relaxing and talking. And that's pretty much the main stuff. Everything else is very low-key.
My family's gatherings are always special occasions, and I can get better acquainted with all of them, and I enjoy that very much.
Usually my family food traditions are ones that my own children liked when they were growing up. And then when they come home to visit with their kids, I like to make those. Like the oatmeal raisin cookies and the chocolate mocha drop cookies. Something that always reminds me of home is breakfast. My dad would always wake up and he'd always make breakfast. It always involved like home fries and some sort of homemade sausage from venison or elk or something, and always having, you know, a fried egg with that. And I just remember always loving the smell of that food cooking, waking me up in the morning.
Thanksgiving, we do a turkey. We do the stuffing. Sometimes we make potato salad. Yeah, stuffing and the turkey is really like the main gotta haves, at least for Thanksgiving.
Cranberries on my mother's family, and lingonberries.
Ham at Easter, turkey at Thanksgiving, and a prime rib roast at Christmas.
Great Grandma Hines did a very, very good lemon meringue pie. It was always extremely lemony, but it still had enough sweetness to not be too lemony and too tart. I just always remember being at the kids' table and then getting to have lemon meringue pie after Thanksgiving was done. And I always thought that was a lot of fun.
My husband's mother, Matilda, taught me how to make lemon meringue pie.
I guess I associate it with my family, having lemon meringue pie together as a family. I remember equal bites of meringue and lemon were pretty important to me when I would eat it. And sometimes the meringue would slide off the top, but I remember always saving room, even with a big dinner, because I had to have room for lemon meringue pie, and we just loved it. Hers was always the best.
I have always wanted to learn how to make lemon meringue pie because it's something that always has reminded me of my grandmother. Growing up as a kid, I always thought that this was such a fancy pie that my grandmother would make for holidays. And now, thinking about passing on some traditions to my own children, it's just something that just reminds me of my grandma. And then hopefully my daughters will be able to think of lemon meringue pie and think of their great-grandma, and maybe their grandma and their mom.
And this is from the kitchen of Grandma Hines, lemon pie. Yolks of 2 eggs, 1 cup of sugar, 1 cup of boiling water, 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, and you wet that with a little cold water. Juice and a rind of 1 lemon. I use only a half a lemon juice and rind. Cook in double boiler until fairly thick. Add 1 tablespoon of butter, and when cooled, you pour it into a baked pie crust. Frost with beaten egg whites and brown in oven, 350 degrees for 15 minutes. And that's the recipe.